model for the liver in the room. So that one would fit just like that. Only thing I can get off of this model, when I look on this side, this thing with the yellow cavity, what do you think that is? Gallbladder. Gallbladder. Okay. It's usually shown as green. The gallbladder stores bile that's produced in excess by the liver, in excess of what is needed at the moment. The tubule or duct that connects the gallbladder to the rest of the system is the cystic duct. The bile comes from the hepatic ducts, and where the hepatic ducts and cystic duct join together, it's just this one spot here, is the common bile duct. It doesn't show well enough on this model for me to want to ask you that. This does not show well enough on this model. The cystic duct shows, the gallbladder shows. Its function, you should know. Okay. I asked you, I think, 4 functions on that sheet of the liver. Okay, so you need to know some of the names, functions of the liver: destruction of red blood cells, storage of glycogen, maintenance of homeostasis, production of bile salts, okay, and detoxification of incoming nutrients. Here's the better model, much bigger. Okay. When we turn it over to this side, the underside, here's what? Here's the gallbladder, not open this time. This structure must be the cystic duct. Here's an hepatic duct. They're shown in green. Here's another hepatic duct. Most of the books and simple diagrams will just say that the common bile duct, which is right here, the common bile duct is the fusion of the cystic and hepatic duct. But the hepatic duct actually forms from the combination of at least 2 sub-hepatic ducts, and they're still called hepatic ducts, all of them. Okay, so for us, common bile duct will still be the cystic duct and the hepatic duct. The hepatic ducts are producing the bile. Okay. That's going to make its way through the common bile duct. We don't see this attachment now, down to the ampulla of Vater and into the small intestine. But if it backs up because the ampulla of Vater is closed at the sphincter of Lodi, okay, because no fatty material is going through, well then it backs up and the gallbladder hangs onto it. Gallbladder is the location where we get gallstones. Gallstones are what? What are they composed of?
Calcium.
No, not calcium. Gallstones are pure cholesterol, pure solidified cholesterol.
Kidney stone.
Okay. And yeah, they used to take them out only by 5-inch scar or so. Then they got down to the little scars, half-inch scars, and now they just try to blast them if they can with sound. But if they get large, you're not going to go that way. You're just going to go in and get them. Okay. Because if they get stuck here at the cystic duct, one that got large and stayed up there for a while. You may not have known you had it. That's going to be instant trip to the emergency room. It's very painful. I never had it, but I've seen 2 people have it, and I took one to the hospital myself. You're bent over in pain. Well, it's temporary. It's not. Okay. Now, this structure here, I can't tell you the colors. What's purple? For some reason I'm catching on to that. Okay. This purple structure here is the hepatic portal vein. The hepatic portal vein comes from the mesenteries proper of the small intestine. The food that has been digested and absorbed by the small intestine goes into the villi, the lamina propria. And from there, more and more of it collects and you have an hepatic portal vein, bringing it to, if you're going to test, you're going to go outside, or you're taking notes. Hepatic portal vein brings the material to the liver. It's coming in this way, and then it's spreading out. It's taking all of the material to the individual various lobes of the liver. Okay. The liver has to have its own blood supply. This isn't a blood supply. This is a means of bringing some blood, but the purpose is to bring food. Okay. So this red structure, typical color of an artery. This is the hepatic artery, and it's spreading out through all the lobes. And then all of the cells of the liver's glandular epithelium get nourished, and then the blood returns. And it returns to, what color is this? Blue? What color? Blue. Okay. These are hepatic veins. Hepatic arteries are red, that makes sense. Blue is hepatic veins, and that all recondenses back here into the vena cava. This is the vena cava, and will return to the heart. Now, what happens in the hepatic portal vein? Hepatic portal vein, everything goes out. How does it come back? It comes back through the hepatic veins as well. Okay, after it passes through a filtering system, and that's what this is here. We're going to see in just a second. So, hepatic portal vein, hepatic artery, and vena cava, hepatic veins, hepatic arteries. Okay, this is the main hepatic artery. Okay, and then the vena cava is returning to the heart. Okay, so it's taking with it the filtered blood. This one will probably take my going over with you a couple of times. Okay. Let's stick it over there. This structure is to show what you would see under the microscope. Under the microscope, we saw the liver, and we saw it broken into little tiles, and that you can see here. Okay, but now you see the tiles are sort of like bratwurst, okay, that you buy at the supermarket. Each one of these structures is a lobule. The functional unit of the liver is a lobule. And each lobule has a central vein. Makes sense, right in the middle of the coin, down here where it's cut. In cross-section or longitudinal section, here's the central vein. In this partial section, enlarged, here's the central vein, right here. In between where all of the lobules meet, since the lobules are roughly six-sided, you'll have a point where there's a triangle. A lobule, 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 and then you have a space. And it's filled. So I'm talking about that spot, that spot, that spot, that spot, this one, this one, this one, okay, at the points. Those are called triads, and it's not on your sheet. So write down triad, T-R-I-A-D.
What's it under?
Under the liver. We're talking about the liver. If you don't, you should find the liver someplace there.
It's under abdominal region, there's
Yeah.
a section with liver. But lobules isn't even on there.
Well, it is now. Gotta be. Because I'm not saying anything unless,
Unless it's, yeah.
to emphasize what's going to be on the test. And it isn't all there. Some things have been added by other instructors, and I know what they're going to likely ask. Okay. Between the lobules at the corners are triads. Now, what's in a triad? If there are three things: an arteriole, a venule, and a little piece of the hepatic portal vein. It's a subdivision. Hepatic portal venule, I guess you could call it. But that's the three things that are in every triad. The blood that is delivered filters towards the central vein. And once it's been filtered, it recollects and enters finally into the vena cava.